Carville.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I move that the 75th report of the Public Works Committee for the 54th Parliament entitled Glossop High School Redevelopment Project be noted. Mr Speaker, as you well know, Glossop High School currently has two locations. The middle school campus, which supports Year 8 to 10, is situated in Glossop, and the senior campus for Years 11 and 12 is located in the township of Berry. The proposed redevelopment will consolidate these disparate campuses into one site through the relocation of the middle school campus to the senior school campus at Berry. The total project funding for the Glossop High School redevelopment project is $17.202 million, and the redevelopment, when complete, will deliver refurbished existing facilities and new construction works. The accommodation is directed at ensuring that there are appropriate facilities for up to 800 students on the Glossop High School Berry campus. Features of the Glossop High School redevelopment project include the construction of two new hub buildings, which will provide flexible and open learning environments with a range of open and closed spaces, as well as general and technical learning areas. One hub building, Mr Speaker, will be for the Year 7 and Year 8 cohort, and the other hub will be for the Year 9 and Year 10 cohort. There will also be an extension of the school's existing performing arts building, and the administration building will have improvements and extensions as well. There will also be a minor refurbishment to classrooms as part of this overall project. When completed, Mr Speaker, the Glossop High School redevelopment project will support the expected future enrolment growth at the school, which includes the transition of Year 7 students into high school in 2022. It is anticipated that the proposed works, including the new building works and refurbishments, will be completed in a single stage. Construction is expected to be complete by October 2021. Mr Speaker, the committee has examined written evidence in relation to the Glossop High School redevelopment project, which advised that the required consultation in relation to this project had been undertaken. It follows that the committee is satisfied the proposal has been subject to the appropriate agency consultation and meets the criteria for the examination of projects as described in the Parliamentary Committees Act 1991. Mr Speaker, based on the evidence considered and pursuant to Section 12C of the Parliamentary Committees Act 1991, the Public Works Committee reports to Parliament that it recommends the scope of the public works that I've outlined to the House.
The member for Chafee.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And I rise to welcome this report. It's a great initiative for the middle campus and the senior campus to amalgamate, and it's been done with, I guess, a lot of consultation. And you know, the current Minister for Education has listened and has acted. The over $17 million that is I guess it's a mixture of funding, previous funding plus some new additional funding to bring this project to reality. I must say it has been something that has been in the making for an extended period of time, and it's great to see that the Marshall Liberal government has seen fit to find some common sense in bringing those two campuses together. We know that the Glossop Middle Campus is situated in the township of Glossop, and the senior campus is in the township of Berry. What this does is it brings efficiencies into the school, not only having teachers not travelling between schools, but it gives some continuity for the, I guess, certainty that the Glossop High School will be a much better positioned teaching institution with that one single campus. I must say, over time, I've dealt with a number of principals, I think it's 3, and the Governing Council. And in my last visit to the senior campus at Berry was with the Minister for Education, the member for Morialta, the Honourable John Gardner. And it was such a pleasure to go there to see works that had started on this project that will bring you know, the facility to a class education precinct. The principal, Emily Griggs, is doing an outstanding job, and she's making sure that all the dots all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, bringing the 700 students, or somewhat 700 students from that middle campus into the senior campus that currently houses some 250 students. But look, it is a great project. I'm absolutely delighted that we're seeing this upgrade. It's bringing the opportunities for those students at Glossop to come together and have a class education facility. So I welcome the report and I thank the Minister for Education.
Minister for Education.
Thank you, sir. There is an absolutely world-class facility that is being constructed at Berry. The new united Glossop High School campus. As the member for Chafee outlined, we were able to visit a few months ago, and it was a real pleasure to engage with Emily Grigg, the principal, who's an outstanding school leader. Representatives joined us from the teachers, the governing council, being able to look at the great work that's already underway at that campus. It's a school that is very, very in touch with its local community, engaged with its local community, delivering great work. But it is also a school that has had the complexity of dealing with two campuses for a very, very long period of time. And what we know is that just as at the Nord Morialta High School, with campuses split between McGill and Ross Trevor, and Whyalla, the three schools at Whyalla, where the 10s, 9s and 8s were on a different campus to the 11s and 12s, those points of transition going from one campus to another, especially when it's in a different town, is a point of risk, it's a point of complexity for the student and the teaching and their welfare, and enabling there to be a smooth transition from Year 7 through to Year 12 on the one campus, on the one site, with world-class facilities will be a game changer for so many people in the Riverland whose children, and particularly those children who attend Glossop High School. I identify one complexity, of course, is that the Glossop High School, which is now going to be entirely located in Berry, has required us to consider a new name. And the government's approach has been very much to bring the community into that discussion. There was obviously a committee involved with principals, lead educators, members of the community. They brought forward a shortlist, and the community response to that shortlist of 4 names was to actually provoke a really interesting discussion with lots and lots of suggestions of other names as well. So rather than just doing the bureaucratically easy option, I really commend the Department for Education and the school for the recommendation they gave me, which I probably would have gone with anyway, but they looked at it in a different way. They said, let's go out to community consultation again, let's bring in some of these fantastic ideas that the community put forward. And so we have had such a strong level of community engagement with not just the shortlisted names, but ranges and ranges of other suggestions. And I think the committee that's looking at that is giving me advice, and I'm looking forward to being in a position to announce that in the not too distant future. And that will be the new name for the school, but it will still have at its bones the great school community that Glossop High School has had for many years, but in an enhanced physical environment. There was a $6 million grant given, I think, under Building Better Schools in 2017. That wasn't going to get it done. And so, like so many of these other projects, we've enhanced that project, and indeed it is now a $17.2 million project so that we can get this done right, so that we can do the job that the students at Glossop High School and in that broader Berry Riverland region deserve. Greenway Architects have done a tremendous job, and when the member for Chafee and I were visiting in July, we saw the workers on site from Sitzler, people with shovels in the ground, because of course it's a project that is creating a number of new facilities and refurbishing others throughout the site. So across the site of the school, there's a range of those different discrete projects which are well underway. Refurbishments, expansions, construction of new buildings, and indeed, as in a number of projects, the removal of some of the old infrastructure. I can't wait to see what is going to be the final product at Berry. It's going to look terrific, and it's going to be a terrific experience for those students. December next year will be a very exciting time as that reaches its conclusion, and on day 1, 2022, the Year 7s in the area will be coming into the new building for the Year 7s in Berry. It'll be a terrific day, and I commend the member for Chafee particularly for his advocacy on this project.
Member for Carball speaks. He closes debate.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I acknowledge the Minister's contribution and the member for Chafee's contribution, but more importantly, their commitment, passion and dedication to seeing this project to completion. It's no small thing that the school community will have a consolidated site for delivery of future classes. I think it's right to say that in bringing the school together, we bring the community together as well, and I appreciate very much the Minister reflecting on the process for choosing a new name for a school. That too is no small thing. It's right to acknowledge Emily Griggs, whose passion for this project has been immense and whose commitment to seeing it through is also important, ably assisted by the Governing Council. There has, as the member for Chafee has remarked, been three principals that have been closely engaged in this project, but many Governing Council members as well over many years. It must also be said, and it should be recorded, that the member for Chafee has been a constant advocate in close consultation and contact with the Minister for Education. Together, most recently, they visited the site, but what, of course, hasn't yet been recorded but must be is that the member for Chafee has been a constant and abiding advocate to see these works to completion. They now will be completed, and we're looking forward to seeing the outcome of those works.
Question before the House is that the 75th report of the Public Works Committee entitled Glossop High School Redevelopment Project be noted. Is it seconded? I'll put it at once. Those of the opinion say aye. Against say no. It's carried.